Understanding universal spiritual laws is like learning to sail a ship. You can't control the wind, but you can adjust your sails. These laws aren't religious dogmas, but principles many believe govern energy and reality, influencing every aspect of our lives, whether we're aware of them or not. Knowing and aligning with them can help us live with more awareness, harmony, and manifestation power. In this video, we explore the first 4 universal spiritual laws: the law of attraction, the law of vibration, the law of cause and effect, karma, and the law of polarity. We'll break down how each one works, and more importantly, how we can integrate them into our daily lives to experience a positive transformation. The law of attraction. What you think, you attract. The law of attraction is perhaps the most well-known universal law. Simply put, it states that like attracts like. This means your thoughts, emotions, and beliefs, whether positive or negative, emit an energetic frequency that attracts experiences, people, and situations on the same frequency. It's not magic, but the fundamental principle of resonance. How it works. This law operates constantly, whether you believe it or not. Every thought you form, every emotion you feel, is a signal you send to the universe. If you focus on lack, fear, or negativity, you'll attract more situations that reinforce these states. Conversely, if you focus your attention on gratitude, abundance, and possibilities, you'll start to notice and attract positive opportunities and circumstances. The problem arises when our conscious thoughts desire one thing, example abundance, but our subconscious beliefs or dominant emotions, example fear of failure, belief in not deserving it, vibrate at a frequency of scarcity. The law of attraction responds to your dominant vibration, not just your superficial desires. How to integrate it into your life. Thought awareness. Become a careful observer of your thoughts. Whenever you notice a negative or limiting thought, acknowledge it and consciously choose to reframe it positively. This doesn't mean ignoring reality, but choosing how to interpret and respond to it. Creative visualization. Vividly imagine what you desire as if you already have it. Feel the emotions of joy, gratitude, and fulfillment. Regular visualization programs your subconscious mind to align with your desires. Positive affirmations. Use present tense, positive affirmations to reprogram your beliefs. For example, instead of "I don't want to be poor," say "I am abundant and prosperous." Repeat them with conviction and feeling. Gratitude. Cultivate a deep sense of gratitude for what you already have. Gratitude is one of the highest and most powerful vibrations for attracting more into your life. Inspired action. The law of attraction isn't just about thinking. It also requires action. When you receive insights or opportunities, often called inspired actions, act on them. It's through action that the universe can deliver what you've attracted. A law of vibration. Everything is energy in motion. The law of vibration is the foundation upon which the law of attraction rests and is perhaps the most fundamental of all universal laws. It states that everything in the universe is energy and everything vibrates. Nothing is still. Everything, from the smallest atom to the largest planet, is vibrating at a certain frequency. Thoughts, emotions, physical objects, even people and situations have their own vibrational frequency. How it works. This law explains why the law of attraction works. When your thoughts and feelings vibrate at a certain frequency, for example, joy and gratitude vibrate at a high frequency, fear and anger at a low frequency, you attract experiences that vibrate at the same frequency. You don't just attract what you think about, but what you are energetically. Your vibration is the sum of everything you think, feel, say, and do. If your dominant vibration is low, you'll tend to attract situations, people, and circumstances that mirror that low frequency. Conversely, a high vibration opens doors to more positive, abundant, and harmonious experiences. How to integrate it into your life. Emotional awareness. Emotions are your most reliable vibrational barometer. Pay attention to how you feel. If you feel good, your vibration is high. If you feel bad, it's low. This doesn't mean ignoring difficult emotions, but using them as indicators to make changes. Conscious choices. Consciously choose activities, thoughts, words, and people that elevate your vibration. This includes listening to uplifting music, watching positive content, spending time in nature, and practicing hobbies you're passionate about. Vibrational elevation practices. Conscious breathing. Deep, conscious breathing can quickly alter your frequency. Meditation calms the mind and tunes your energy to higher frequencies. Physical exercise releases stagnant energy and increases vitality. Vital nutrition. Fresh, nutritious foods support a high vibration. Music and sound. Choose music that makes you feel good. Sound has immense vibrational power. Distancing from negativity. Reduce exposure to toxic news, unnecessary drama, and relationships that drain your energy. This isn't selfishness, it's self-preservation. The law of cause and effect, karma. You reap what you sow. A law of cause and effect, often called the law of karma, states that for every action, thought, or word, there is an equivalent reaction or consequence. Simply, what you sow, you reap. Every cause has its effect, and every effect has its cause. It's not punishment, but a universal balancing mechanism that ensures every energy sent out returns to the sender. How it works. This law operates on all levels: physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual. Actions. Kind actions generate kindness, while harmful actions generate harm. Thoughts. Positive thoughts, even if unexpressed, create a positive resonance in your life, and vice versa for negative thoughts. Words. The words you choose to use create a reality around you. Words of encouragement bring encouragement. Words of criticism attract criticism. Intention. The intention behind the action is crucial. A seemingly good action done with a selfish intention can have different effects than a similar action done with a pure intention. This law teaches us personal responsibility. We are not victims of circumstances, but co-creators of our reality through the choices we constantly make. How to integrate it into your life. Awareness of intentions. Before acting, speaking, or thinking, ask yourself, what is my intention here? Am I acting from a place of love or fear, abundance or scarcity? Practice kindness and compassion. Be kind to yourself and others. Offer help, listen with your heart, forgive. Every act of kindness will be reflected in your life. Personal responsibility. Stop blaming others or circumstances for your problems. Recognize that even if you didn't directly cause an event, you can always choose your response to it. Energetic remedy. If you realize you've sown negativity, you can remedy it by intentionally sowing positivity. Serving others, making donations, offering forgiveness are all ways to create positive karma. Language awareness. Pay attention to the words you use. Negative language can reinforce undesirable karmic cycles. Choose words that uplift and affirm. A law of polarity. Everything has its complementary opposite. The law of polarity states that everything in the universe has two extremes of the same thing. Hot, cold, love, hate, light, darkness, high, low, positive, negative. These are not separate concepts, but two sides of the same coin existing on a continuum. Without one, the other could not be defined or exist. How it works. This law shows us that challenges, problems, and negative experiences always contain within them the seed of their solution or their positive opposite. For example, if you experience great pain, there's an equally great potential for joy and growth. If there's a lack in one area of your life, there's also the potential for abundance. The problem arises when we identify with only one pole, often the negative one, and fail to see the other side, remaining stuck in the perception of a single reality. The law of polarity invites us to transcend dualism and recognize the underlying unity of all opposites. How to integrate it into your life. Recognize opportunity and challenge. When facing a difficulty, ask yourself, what's the positive side of this situation? What can I learn? What's the hidden opportunity? Mental transmutation. If you find yourself in a negative state of mind, fear, anger, you can consciously transmute that polarity. For example, if you feel hatred, You can focus on love, starting with small acts of kindness or positive thoughts towards yourself or others. Avoid extreme judgment. Recognize that people and situations are never just good or just bad. A range of experiences and motivations exist. This reduces mental rigidity and opens you to understanding. Appreciate contrasts. Life is enriched by diversity and contrasts. Without darkness, we wouldn't appreciate light. Without sadness, joy wouldn't be so profound. Embrace the full spectrum of human experience. Seek balance. In every aspect of life, seek balance between the two poles, between giving and receiving, work and rest, speech and silence. These first four universal spiritual laws, the law of attraction, the law of vibration, the law of cause and effect, and the law of polarity, are not abstract concepts, but active principles that shape every moment of your existence. They are not external forces controlling you, but rather the rules of the game of creation, allowing you to actively participate. Understanding these laws doesn't mean your life will suddenly become perfect and free of challenges. It means you'll have the tools to navigate challenges with greater awareness, react more constructively, and ultimately co-create a reality that is more aligned with your deepest desires and spiritual purpose. Start with observation. Observe how these laws manifest in your life. Then, choose to consciously apply one or more of these principles every day. You'll see that one step at a time, you can adjust your sails and steer towards a life of greater harmony, abundance, and fulfillment. Universal wisdom is available to you, ready to be integrated and lived. Which of these laws resonates most with you at this point in your life? Write it in the comments.